Alright, so right here we got a great example of greater burdock, and those are the seeds. Some people peel those stalks down here. They peel the stalk and steam it, parboil it. There's another good stalk. That one's past its prime, but there's another good stalk right here. Can steam those, fry them up like artichoke hearts. You can see those leaves right there. They look really great. If you're looking for the roots, which are edible, if you've ever heard of gobo root, that's the plant there. Well, actually looks like my plan A worked out. So we're gonna go with cardones, or cardones, which is an Italian dish of either fried artichoke stem, usually, the flowering stalk, or another thistle called artichoke thistle, or the burdock stalks, or flower stalks of the burdock plant, the great burdock plant. So today we're going to go with the great burdock plant, and I'm going to get these stalks in some water. Stalks actually have some burdock burrs on them still. And in Italy, I have read people's stories of their grandparents going through the fields and harvesting wild artichoke thistle, which is not an artichoke, by the way. It's just called artichoke thistle because it tastes like artichoke once it's cooked. Or burdock, and then processing them and frying them up this way. You can buy burdock in the store, but it's usually the root. And some places have cardones in the store also. But I actually went old school, went into a field that has not been treated with any pesticides or anything. Just a wild field that's near my house where the burdock is growing. And I was able to get these stalks and some wild onions, which I may or may not incorporate into that. But we're going to fry these up today, and not only are we going to fry them up somewhat authentically, it's going to be inspired by the Italian dish. However, obviously I'm doing it in the United States, actually close to Washington, D.C. But we're going to put a twist on it today because I am on a ketogenic diet, so frying with flour is a no-no for me. And what we're going to do, we're going to fry this in a crispy mixture, and we'll get to that in a minute. But first, we got to soak these in water. I'm going to peel them because the outer skins can be bitter. So we're going to wash them off. We're going to peel them, soak them in ice water that takes any residual bitterness out and crisps up the stalks. And we're going to section them up and roll them in the mixture with a little bit of egg wash first, and then we're going to roll them in the frying mixture, the keto frying mixture. And then we're going to fry them up. Alright, right here we have our burdock leaf stalks, just preliminarily washed and ready to be peeled. We're going to use the same container here to put them in an ice water bath for up to an hour. I may or may not let it wait that long because I'm kind of hungry. I was out on a bike ride gathering all these, and I just need to mix up some ranch and get the frying mixture ready. Those two things might take an hour, so if they do, then those will be soaking in the ice water bath for an hour for maximum crispness and the least amount of bitterness. Almost there. All right. So, finally done peeling these. You didn't get to see all the action because I'm filming one-handed, but I'm not gonna lie, that was a lot of work. This is what we have to work with. I'm going to put some ice in here and chill this just a little bit. It might prevent some of the browning. The stalks tend to brown if they're exposed to the air. And actually I got lazy. These last couple of stalks, you can see they have some of the inner peel on them, that reddish kind of tint to it. So the last couple I didn't peel them as thoroughly. Actually, the reason I took as much time as I did is because I did a very thorough job of peeling the majority of these, except for the last two. I want to kind of see if I was doing all that work for nothing, if I would even notice it. So there's some in there that are peeled slightly less thoroughly. They're all peeled pretty well. Anyway, we'll see if we can tell. And on to the next step in the process. Whew, that was a lot of work. I have to make myself a lemonade. All right, back to work. All right, so for our Keto Ranch, we're going to be using a half a cup of mayonnaise, a half a cup sour cream, a quarter cup of heavy cream, and then some herbs and also some onion salt. Mayonnaise, sour cream, all right, that was way more than a half cup. I'm going to get that out. All right, clean that up. Back to sanity now. Heavy cream. Oh, and I forgot. We're also going to use 2 tablespoons of vinegar. And that's kind of an herb, but we're going to use some granulated garlic. About 2 tablespoons of that too. All right, I got the vinegar, which was white vinegar, and also the garlic in there off camera. And now I'm about to pour in, we'll call it a tablespoon and a half of Italian seasoning. The Italian seasoning is basically thyme, marjoram, rosemary, oregano, basil, and sage. Wish you guys could smell this ranch right now. It's crazy. All right, so now we're throwing in some onion salt. And we're going to be liberal with this. We'll say it's going to equate to 5 tablespoons. Probably a better technique would be for me to put onion powder and then salt so I could control the salt, but I don't have onion powder, so we're going to use onion salt. Also got a few chives from the container garden on my deck in there. Chicharrones! For all you vegetarians out there doing keto, can't use flour, I guess you're going to have to go and get the vegetarian pork rinds, because that's a thing now. Anyway, here's a teaspoon of garlic. Sorry, tablespoon of garlic. Heaping tablespoon of almond flour. 2 tablespoons of coconut flour. Some of you are probably laughing right now because I said vegetarian keto or keto vegetarian. Anyway, I did vegan keto for a little while. It was slamming. It's funny whenever you're making something and you haven't even really started cooking yet, but it just starts smelling so good. That's how you know you're using the best ingredients. Of course, gotta take a break to sip my lemonade. So again, we're making some cardones or cardoons, as they're known. And we got to take those peeled stalks and chop them up into sections so that they're more easily fried and eaten. Okay, I'm just testing the temperature. When that comes out crispy, we should be good. I just mixed up a little dough ball of the coating with the egg wash. Might have to make some more fry coating. Well, I already got some more over there, but I can see this going quickly. Add an initial coating, then they're going to go back in real quick into the wash, and then right back into the coating. Then I'm going to do that with all of these, and then we'll go into the oil. One of the things I'm liking about this fry coating is that as it becomes kind of wet, like a little bit gooey with the egg wash, it's still really usable. Like it still adheres to the cardones. So looks like I'm getting my keto improv on, so these cardoons don't turn into some cardones. I just ate one. I couldn't wait. I'm not gonna lie, it was delicious. Time has come, and it's come rather quickly. That's just foaming. There's a lot of sludge in there, so we're gonna have to filter that out. Those look pretty good though, and they taste amazing. I can't stop eating them. And this oil just gets crazy. Bees like that sometimes though. Alright, so I made a little bit more fry coating, and right now we're just waiting for that to melt down and get to the right temperature, about 350 degrees. I'm not going to measure it. I've been using the drop technique, so I drop a little bit of batter in there. When the batter is golden brown, then I start frying everything for real. Alright, that's my dog drinking water in the background. So our oil is really starting to look good again. We have a few there that have been dipped. This is the initial egg wash on those ones. I'm going to put a pile of them over here because I don't really want to deal with them at the same time like that. Because once they get dipped the first time, they should go back in. We got a decent little pile right there. Okay. So we're going to roll these and then get them back in. And then repeat the process with all of them. And then the second coating. Look at that. Back at it again. Oh yeah, I want to get those cardones. I want to get them bubbling. I want to get them going. They're turning out nice and crispy. Alright, so here we have it. The cardones with a little bit of fresh homemade ranch and then some hollandaise that I threw together yesterday. So these are cardones, peeled fried burdock stems, and it's homemade ranch and also hollandaise. Oh, he took the coating off.
Try to break it in half.
And sometimes people make them with artichoke stems. Sometimes people make them with artichoke thistle. And sometimes people make them with peeled burdock stems. What do you think?
That was really good.
Cool. Alright, so here we have it with a little bit of fresh homemade ranch and then some hollandaise sauce that I threw together yesterday. And we're going to add just a little bit of dill. People say that the flavor of these is a lot like fried artichoke hearts, which it is. But, I mean, as soon as you get a vegetable and start putting it in fry coating and then dipping it in ranch, the subtleties of the flavors of the vegetable can kind of all blend and blur together. But I'm not mad at the way it turned out at all. And my son was super subdued when he ate it. But he grabbed a whole plate, took it upstairs for dinner, so I know he's not mad at it either. So there you go. I think it's important to note that whether or not you fry these the conventional way or the keto way, or you use burdock stems or flower shoots or artichoke thistle, or actually the artichoke flower stems, that these are all going to fry up the exact same way.